Welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com.
Oh, James, we did it. Oh, we survived Pinecone Day.
Oh, my God.
Jimmy Tree Legs almost took my body. He didn't take my body, though.
No.
It's right here in front of you.
Your children's feet are bloodied.
Yep.
And stitched up at this point, which is the fun. So the day after, almost like Boxing Day, it's the fun, like, bandage up your kid's foot day, which is also, you do have beef Wellington as well that day. We kind of like stole a couple things from other traditions, but it's a great day after Pinecone Day.
We're all bruised up, got a few cuts, got a few stitches, but we're back in the studio for the aftermath of Pinecone Day. Oof. And I'm going to be honest, Jabes, I can't think of anything that would really reset you after Pinecone Day than hearing some awful news, you know?
Sure.
Hearing some amazingly awful news. I caught this story, I think we were live on Drinking Bros yesterday, and I talked about it maybe for 10 seconds, but I was like, I'm going to wait to ask Jesse about this tomorrow.
Sure.
Because this one's really going to get her goat. It's really going to get her goat. It's going to hide it.
Yeah.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have a podcast.
They have a podcast. They have a media company. They're with Gimlet, right?
Are they really?
Yes.
Oh,
Gimlet and Spotify are kind of one and the same at this point because they were acquired. Gimlet was acquired by Spotify.
Spotify owns Gimlet. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And so Gimlet was probably the largest media company that they bought. So they're doing stuff together at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I feel like Spotify is sort of learning from Gimlet how to even do this podcast world.
Yeah.
If I were to guess. But I will say a little bit of low-grade depression and a lot of rage about this for a couple reasons, right?
Well, the couple reasons that you hate her or because podcasting is now, like Spotify has just purchased it for celebrities and celebrities only.
All that.
Once
all
Rogan
that, right?
went, you kind of knew that was what's going to happen, right? So the Rogan deal happened. Barack and Big Mike have a show there.
Sure.
And now Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. I think, honestly, the way it's going is that Spotify is just for celebrities only, and that's it. So.
I don't know. I guess
the big deals, yeah, man. I mean, all of our shows are on there. All of our shows are on there, and they crush. But they'll push them down in the charts to get their own shows up there. I remember when Kevin Hart and those guys signed a deal, and it was just like all the top 10 shows were no longer ours, and they were only shows that were owned by Spotify. And it's hilarious where you're just like, all right, great. But these people are so boring. They usually kind of just teeter off after the end. Like, Amy Schumer's isn't even ranked anymore.
No.
Where it's just like nobody cares,
no.
and they're spending millions of dollars on this. To be fair, out of the two of us, you were the messiah in the podcast space. You know everything that's going on. Mm-hmm. What was their deal? Do you know how much the financial deal?
The financials were not disclosed. But I'm guessing, what, millions?
Well, Rogan got 120 a year there, but that was including video.
That was including video, and that's just
and
one show.
And a huge back catalog. Like he had 1,500 episodes in a back catalog. Look, Stern just signed on with Sirius XM for 120 a year. Same thing. It's audio and video, and they have a huge back catalog as well. Stern is obviously Stern, right? I mean, his catalog is real deep. Actually, it was only since his time at Sirius. I think it's the only catalog they're allowed to use because I think NBC Universal own the rest of it. So you're kind of in line with Rogan. Those salaries match. But with this, there is no measuring stick because they haven't done anything. So I don't know.
Right. But what are they paying for them, right? Their name. So anything that they put out, because they're going to be kind of a media company within a media company. So they're going to be producing shows under Archwell Media as well as their own
Archwell is
show.
the name of their media company? Archwell? Archwell.
We don't want to be in the royal family anymore.
Yeah.
We are Archwell and Duchess Media and all of this.
Let me ask you, Bob, Hot Bob, real quick. How many people reside in the country of England?
It's about 60 million.
60 million.
Like you talking about the United Kingdom? Or
Yeah.
It's like 60 and change.
They are beloved over there. So if there is 60 million people there, and then you got here, man,
I'd venture to say they aren't actually beloved there, but yeah.
Harry is. Scratch that. I don't know if Meghan is, but Harry definitely is.
She's kind of loathed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the United Kingdom.
If you listen to their media over there, like they are not cool.
Right.
Any of that.
But we see what happens with media, right? With Trump. Then you just end up covering it all day. So I feel like they cover her all day long because they dislike her. That in turn is going to make people listen to it to be like, let's see what this bitch has to say. Right?
Maybe.
Yeah. I think the numbers match up. I would say this. I bet you, because their Netflix deal was what, 100?
Yeah.
It's probably the same, man. They probably got 100 million for whatever bullshit they're going to do. And, is there anything that has come out about this? Like I don't know, some people drop a trailer or something like that.
Yeah. There's a trailer, but I wanted to, and I will play it in a second, but I want to.
Oh, there is an actual trailer.
There's an audio trailer, just like a lot of podcasts do. Yes.
I'm surprised it was this fast.
And you will see how talented, just natural with podcasts. It's like they've been doing it their whole lives. You know, they really I think got into podcasting because so many people told them that they should.
I think the money was there.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm joking.
Yeah.
So this is just another example of Meghan Markle coming into my lane again, right? So
what was the first time?
She took suits from me.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
We all know this. You mentioned it on Drinking Bros.
I did.
She took suits from me. Yeah. In turn, taking the House of Windsor from me, right? Because that would have been my path and my trajectory as well.
So? You think so? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously.
You would have been married to Prince Harry.
Something. One of them.
You could have had a prince, and now you're with a pauper. You know? A John Popper fan.
Yeah.
Huge Blues Traveler fan, by the way. Huge.
So here she is again. She had the House of Windsor, right? She got that whole fucking life. She took suits from me. She somehow made something out of nothing. By the way, nothing.
Yeah.
And that wasn't good enough for her. She had to leave the House of Windsor. So I don't actually want this royal life. I want to come back to California. I want to come back to Montecito, my hometown, and now I'm going to do podcasting. Get Meghan, just stop trying to fucking wear my skin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get it that you want this life, right? These are my boys over here. This is my life. Life.
Yeah.
I know you want it, but this is not going to happen for you. I say that, but I guess the $100 million deal will tell them differently. But what I'm saying and why they're getting into it is they love podcasting because it really forces people to listen. I love podcasting for the real reason, which is people are forced to be real.
Yeah.
They can say whatever they want. They can tell you all this shit that's not going to get them canceled or whatever. It's their opinion. It's not to be fucking fake again.
Yeah.
Somewhere else.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's listen to the amazingly talented, natural on the microphone, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
Harry? Play it.
Always talked about is our passion for meeting people and hearing their stories. And no matter what the story, they usually offer you an understanding of where someone else is coming from. And at the same time, remind you in some way of a story about yourself.
Did you start it from the
beginning?
beginning?
And that's what this project is all about, to bring forward different perspectives and voices that perhaps you haven't heard before.
Was that her voice?
And find our common ground.
Because
when that happens,
I know
change
him.
really
I've never heard
is
her
possible.
voice.
And this is also a moment to celebrate
Super real,
kindness
right?
and compassion, something we saw in so many places this year, and which will underlie everything you hear from Archwell Audio. So that's what we're up to. And first up
is a holiday special.
Dun, 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 dun,
Ding, 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 ding.
No, play this
We
out.
can't
I
wait
want
to share it with
everybody
you.
else
It'll
to
be
live
out
in this
later this
misery.
month.
We're talking to some amazing people. They're going to share their memories that have really helped shape This past year, which has been, as we know, a difficult one for everyone.
So many people have been through so much pain this year, experiencing loss, a huge amount of uncertainty. But it feels worth acknowledging that 2020 has connected us in ways we could have never imagined through endless acts of compassion and kindness.
And what really matters is clearer now more than ever.
So here's what you need to do. Tap follow right now. Go ahead. Go on. Tap follow. And that way you won't miss out. You'll be able to hear new shows from Archwell Audio as soon as they drop.
We're so excited. So follow and listen for free only on Spotify. We'll meet you back here soon.
Happy holidays.
Cheers.
So real quick, there's another part.
They have like a little bit of a band.
And welcome to Archwell Audio.
Now he has a podcast voice.
Oh.
She
so
said that?
real.
Oh, God damn
They're
it.
so real. They even put a little blooper in there, right? A little blooper. The other thing is,
there's nothing like a stage blooper that gets me off. I'm looking. So this is
absolutely.
on the verified Spotify account on YouTube. That has 12,000 views. What is today? It said the 16th. So one day they get 12,000 listens on this fucking thing. Yeah, that's Spotify. They have a 1.4 million subscribers on YouTube, and they got 12,000 listens to that.
Well,
views.
Spotify has the subscribers, right?
Yeah, but still, this goes out to 1.14 million people, and only 12,000 listen to this bullshit trailer. First of all, I didn't know that was her. It sounds like an NPR, like a fake person. Sure. That's why I was like, is this her?
Yeah, if anyone really sounds like a super fake person, it's probably Meghan, right? Like if you ever hear like a super fake girl voice that was like, I just didn't know who Prince Harry was, and I just met him with my friend. You fucking liar. Oh, we just don't really follow British people. Yes, you do. Everybody does.
Yeah.
You're a liar. You're an idiot. You're a swindler.
Yeah.
And here you are.
Why don't you look into that single there and just tell her to get off your tit?
I can't do that.
Why? Jesse, tell Meghan Markle to get off your
that
tit.
stuff. Meghan, get off my tit.
There it is. Yeah, say it with confidence.
Get off my tit.
Yeah. Feels like she's trying to suck off the teat of
get out of-
Jables and trying to wear
Get out
your
of my
skin.
lane. And one more thing I'm going to say about this. They wanted to start this, they said. Another totally... we wanted to start podcasting because 2020 has been such a hard year and we want to get people through it. Excuse me, it's December.
And it's
there has
over.
been other podcasts that have actually gotten people through 2020.
Yeah.
Right?
We went every day.
I abandoned my children.
Yes, you did.
Okay? And they are going to be permanently scarred because I wanted to go every day for you guys. And then once I saw that people were starting to get back on their feet and that my work was done, then we take some time off. I go back to my kids and try and repair the damage that I did for you guys.
Right.
So, Meghan, it's a little bit too late to help us through 2020, right? Mm-hmm. You're coming in right in the clutch when other people are totally fine and you can probably do red carpets and all of the shit.
Yeah, I like how this audio trailer dropped the day that the vaccination was released to the entire world.
We just want to get you through it.
We're going to help you get 2020. Fuck that vaccination that everybody's taking. We're going to help you get through this with a podcast on Spotify that we got paid $100 million for. Man, Spotify it's becoming the fucking Apple TV of bullshit where it's just like, man, it's all celebrities. It all sucks. And it's all fake. Like, all of these interviews are fake. It's going to be a bunch of fucking HJs underneath the table and all this shit. Whatever, man. It's what happens to anything good. It gets commercialized and then fucking ruined. You know?
Sure.
Spotify.
This is just like one of the last straws for me.
Yeah, it is. Well, welcome to 2020. There's still more. There's what, 14 more days left to this?
Yeah.
Hammer the like button if you're watching on YouTube. Because God knows they're not going to put this on the top of their page, you know?
No.
But apparently they're not for Spotify either. If you have 1.14 million subscribers and the Duchess, is she a Duchess? What is she, a princess?
Yes, Duchess of
Sussex. Of Sussex can only get 12,000 listens on a page that has 1 million subscribers. That's crazy. No one gives a baker's fuck about them. It's kind of like when Big Mike did the podcast. Michelle Obama and Hillary Clinton's got her own fucking thing. Nobody listens to that shit. No one.
Hillary Clinton's podcast is called You and Me Both.
Yeah.
Which is so great.
It would be awesome if it was called You and Me Both, and then ... have killed so many people.
Right.
That would be great.
Sure.
But, in the Big Mike one with the Obamas, it's a crock of shit as well. By the way, they flagged.
This is the disco duck.
Yeah.
Of fucking podcasting.
It really is.
That's it.
They
over.
flagged a picture that somebody. We have a private RPR group on Facebook, right? Where you're supposed to be able to post anything you want, you know.
Right.
They took down a picture. Somebody posted a picture of Barack Obama and Michelle Obama from like college or something like that.
Yeah.
And they said, no, this is an altered picture and we're removing it from your site. Any more of these violations and we're going to tear down your page. I'm fully expecting. Yeah, it was that one right there.
That's not altered though.
Yeah, that was the one from Newsweek. So they pulled it. They pulled it down. It might have been AJ Gamble, I think. Whoever it was, they pulled it down and they were like, yeah, this is altered and whatever. I don't know.
Did AJ put a beard on it or something? I mean, let's be real about
who knows.
What it really was.
The picture that I saw.
Yeah.
And they were like, this is an altered photo and any more of these violations. And we're going to, what do we care about memes about former presidents? How many fucking Trump pictures are there, for Christ's sakes?
Right. Right.
The fuck do we care? What does anybody care? All of this shit is gone, by the way. It will all be gone very soon. Twitter announced yesterday, we didn't talk about this. Twitter announced yesterday that they were like, hey man, when Trump gets out of office and he's a private citizen, we have the right to fucking block his account and take him off the thing. I fully expect that to happen.
Yeah.
And that was from the president of Twitter, Peter Dinklage. What's his name?
Peter Dinklage?
No, it looks
Dorsey?
like, pull up a picture of Jack Dorsey. It looks like Peter Dinklage if he was tall.
Stretched out.
Yeah, stretched out. With the
He
beard.
really does.
Yeah, there it is. Full dinks. Yeah, pull that one up and
Please.
put that full screen, Hot Bob.
This is the person nose ring even.
Yeah, because he's found himself.
On behalf of the city of St. Louis, I would like to apologize for giving the world Jack Dorsey.
Is he a St. Louis guy?
Yeah. What's funny is we talk shit, like me and private high schools are a big thing in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And me and the other people who went to like decent private high schools are like, oh, he only went to like DuBourg? What the fuck, dude? How is that?
Boy, man, rich white people burn. Yeah. That is fucking the burn of all burns,
the
right?
Burn,
that's
son.
all he cares about. If
That's
you said that to him, he'd be like, motherfucker,
Yeah,
right?
I bet he thinks about it every day to this day.
Oh, yeah.
All of these guys like Zuckerberg and all this shit, you watch like The Social Network, it made total sense. We were like, oh, it was over a girl. I guarantee you, one girl said something about him at that fucking high school that has lived with him forever. And then he was like, I'll get her back. I'll show her and a Republican family.
Sure.
I'll create an entire social media app that is for the left and left only. Fuck her family. Blah, 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 blah. Grown up Peter Dinklage, dude. Man, if that guy got hit by a truck tomorrow, I don't even know if I'd talk about it.
The Dorse.
Yeah, I'd be like, whoop, that guy got hit by a truck. Weird day. But let's talk about the death of Eddie Van Halen. Right now. Hey. Your tomorrow. Jabes, we get a big weekend coming up here.
We do.
Huge weekend. Is this the first time we're going to see Santa this weekend?
I think so. If they don't send me another disclaimer that's like, we didn't want Santa to get COVID, so he won't show up. But yeah. I'm
so curious what's going to happen with all this. So we have this little Christmas parade. We've tried to take our kids numerous times to see Santa. Apparently fictional characters like Santa can get COVID and they haven't been there. So this is the first year that our kids haven't seen Santa, right? Or gotten a picture or any of that stuff. I'm certainly not taking them to Bass Pro Shops so they can sit with plexiglass Santa and press their hands up against the glass with that bullshit. I'm not doing that.
Sure.
But I heard on Saturday at this parade, we're going to get to see Santa.
Yes.
And then that'll be a nice thing, hopefully, if it doesn't get canceled. But they broke into our news this morning and they said that the vaccinations are here in Austin now and people are getting vaxxed up. Pence is actually going to get vaxxed up.
Sure.
He's going to be the first in the White House. He was in charge of the task force for COVID. So he's going to get the vax. And I guess Joe Biden's going to get one. He immediately made a statement right afterward. He's going to get one right after. So Wanted to get your thoughts on if you think it's real.
Oh, the actual vaccination, or if they're going to give him
shots of B12.
Yeah, B12 and be like, did it.
Yep.
I think Biden might actually get it, right? Like,
no, because you get really sick for like 3 or 4 days.
No, but I think he really just doesn't want to die right now.
Well, he's close as is. You have to wait when you're that age, right?
I think Pence will really get it.
I do too. I think he's the whitest dude in America and is like by the book guy where it's just like, oh, if this is what it is, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
And his mother's gonna be there, aka his wife.
Sure.
And she'll probably get it too.
Yep.
And I believe he actually will get it. Now, earlier in the year, they said Putin had got it over in Russia. I don't think that he did.
That was B12 for sure.
Yeah.
Actually, that was his steroid shot, and he was just like, let me just.
It was TRT, and he was like, put it in my arm. I don't give a shit.
Right.
But yeah, I don't think they're actually going to get it. I just don't. You get sick for like 3 days, whatever. Even a wheelchair. Our governor today, so when they broke in, he gave the speech. Mm-hmm. And it always flips me out because I'm like, oh, he's just sitting at a table. And I'm like, oh, no, he has to sit because he's in a wheelchair. Mm-hmm. So they broke in this morning on our news, and he gave the speech, and he said, hey, the vaccination is coming. The first 200,000 are going to health workers and first responders and all that stuff. And he said, I'm not taking any questions at the end of this, right? There was a bunch of reporters. One reporter squeezed in a question super fucking loud, and it was live. So I got to see it this morning, and they go, hey, man, are you taking it?
Yeah.
And he had to wheel around, and he did. He had to wheel back to the microphone. And he said, no, I think it's more important that it goes to the first responders first, and at the appropriate time, then I will get the vaccination.
I think that's right, though. Like, I don't like, even Pence, I'm like, you're cutting in line, bro.
The guy who...
Like, these are supposed to be meant for this group of people, right? And then there's the next phase, which I did like in the speech that he was talking about bumping teachers up into like a essential worker first, like very important in the like first or maybe early second.
Right.
And no more shutdowns. So that's all I got from the speech. He said, no more shutdowns. We need to open back up.
It wasn't bad. I just found it hilarious that he was like, no, I'll take it at the appropriate time after everybody else takes it, and we'll see how fucked up they get.
Maybe.
Then I'll take it.
Maybe. Or maybe it's like there's two ways you can look at it, right?
Well, there is. And my way is this. The guy who's cutting the checks for the rest of government and workers and all that other shit should probably take that first and then be like, all right, this really works. Let's get everybody back to work. Like Pence. Like, I was amped to see that he came out and did that and was just like, yeah, I'm going to fucking take this shit.
Right.
I think homeboy should hop on down the bunny trail and set the example. Because look, let's face it, Abbott's the one writing the checks. He's the one shutting shit down or not shutting shit down. So, yeah, he should probably take it and be like, hey, guys, it's safe. You're all going to be safe. I just took it and we're good.
Right.
Then he should also say, what's the worst that can happen? I'm in a fucking wheelchair.
Yeah, exactly. Bell's palsy. Like, I'm good.
Yeah. Oh, a little BP.
Yeah.
I can't believe you dropped Bell's palsy on
Well,
us.
that's what people are saying is a side effect, which I think maybe there was like one person or something. 4 out of 5. That's not bad, right?
It's not bad.
I like those odds.
I like those odds, baby. Let's do it. I'll address the elephant in the room here. There's a bunch of people who are like, hey, man, what's with the flannel today? Like, you never really, flound down.
Flound down.
You never flan down like this. And then Craigers was like, is Ross dressing up for Matthew McConaughey today? We can say yes. We're supposed to interview McConaughey this afternoon, so we will see. This way, I wanted to put it out there in case he doesn't do it, and then be like, "Hey, man, that was really fucked up, and you disappointed a lot of people," and guilt him into it. So,
great.
This way, no, I'm kidding. We've had lovely conversations, and I think this afternoon we are supposed to, and then we will air it Sunday nights if it goes down. So, I know. We had talked about it, and some other people found out about it behind the scenes. So nothing we could really do about that. But hopefully it goes down today. If it does, I tell you what, tune into Drinking Bros Fake News this afternoon on this channel, on the Drinking Bros Podcast channel on YouTube, and we'll tell you. So we'll be able to say, hey, we got it. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
Because fake news is going to be pushed later tonight. And, this afternoon. Who knows what time or whatever, right? We'll be drinking, so we don't know. But if it actually shakes out, we'll tell you on the fake news. So that way we can prepare you for the magic of Sunday if that actually goes down. A bunch of people are rocking here. All right, man. Yeah, so we'll see. But in other news, jobless.
Yes.
You typically do a cookie competition this time of year, and even that's ruined. Are you sad about it?
I am.
Yeah.
I mean, I really have hit like such high levels in that sport, if you will.
Yes.
In the cookie exchange.
Yes.
There was 3 years in a row that I came in just with the champagne. Basically, people are looking over like it's the champagne with the thing. Oh, Jesse's here with the.
Yeah.
What did she do? Right.
And by the way, that's true. Like they're laughing over there. That is actually true. One time you dressed up a house, like the house from Christmas Story.
Yeah, and I made
we put the guy in it. Yeah.
Leg cookies,
leg
like
lamp.
Fully, and like drew the, with whatever icing, but like had the fishnets on the Christmas Story lamp leg cookies, and then had a whole
showstopper. Every year it was amazing, and I wondered, because of COVID and all this other stuff, like all that's been nuked. We were just like, Sweet.
Yeah, I guess in my in the list of things that I'm super depressed about and miss, I guess you're right. Thank you for adding the cookie exchange.
You're welcome.
It wasn't high on there.
And the reason why I brought that up today, I want Meghan Markle to talk about it on her podcast on Spotify that you can follow right now and just
follow right now. And she will be talking. Well, she doesn't have an English accent, but she will be talking about just real ass shit like that.
Yeah.
Like when Beyonce, released this Vanity Fair, like tell all, you're going to learn things about Beyonce that you never knew. She's unfiltered, raw.
Right.
The only thing you found out is that she kind of like is insecure about her body.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And that she, feels insecure sometimes. She has a hard time in life. All this stuff where you're just like, fuck you. Yeah. It's not real. You're not being real.
You're not a real person, and it's just, God damn it, man.
Anytime somebody says they're unfiltered and real, you know for a fact that they're fake as fuck, right?
Yes. I'm
just like, unfiltered.
It was the way I felt with, we were talking about this today on the way over, with the McConaughey interview, right? I listened to his audiobook. His book is Green Lights is fucking fantastic. It's everything you hope it
really is.
It would be. But I also listened to Barack Obama's, right? And with that, like, it's strange. Like, McConaughey went all in and was like a real person, right? Barack Obama was just so staged of like what somebody else had written for you to say about looking back at your life. And there is such a difference in it. And I feel that that's the difference in these podcasts with these celebrities, where it's just like, you're not really talking about anything that's real that really happened to you.
No.
And you're just kind of fucking around. Like like the Dax Shepard shit. Like that's why I don't like, even that show I don't get down on. It just seems fucking canned.
He's the only one that I will say.
Oh God. Yeah.
He did a whole show on his relapse and like.
Cause that's great ratings.
Yeah.
He should fucking relapse all the time. The only time I liked that guy was on drugs. Same with Affleck. Ben Affleck right behind me. I'm a soldier.
Right.
Right behind me.
Anytime he's about to come out with a movie, he does that as well.
Yeah.
He does like a relapse and then a redemption, and then you're talking about him again.
And it's great.
Sure.
I love it. And I'm waiting for the Affleck relapse. I don't care about the redemption, but the relapse is what I want.
That's what we want, brother.
Baby. And I tried to rope you into his movie last night. The basketball movie where he's the alcoholic.
Oh, yeah.
And, that didn't play so well.
I didn't take the bait.
No, you weren't having it. I'm going to have my time, though, with that movie. That was one of those ones that was one of the first casualties of COVID, that movie, where it was like, oh, hey, we're in theaters. No, not anymore. Theaters just got shut down. Now it's going online. And you were like, I can't find this. Where's it at? And then it just popped up in like the HBO feed. So I have not seen it yet, but I definitely do want to see it because he plays an alcoholic in it. So
sure.
Obviously my favorite Affleck, and I want that. I want all of the things for that. So
right.
And then you had a meltdown last night. When Jabes doesn't get her docs, it is.
Bro.
If Jabes doesn't get her cult and murder docs, watch the F out.
Yeah, because I'm coming for ya. So there's a new Heaven's Gate doc on HBO Max. Yep. Heaven's Gate, one of my top 5 cult everything.
What
right?
What number is that for you out of your top 5?
I would say that's 2 probably.
2
behind People's Temple, right?
People's Temple is
the Jim Jones. So I would say Heaven's Gate is probably the next super intriguing. The Nikes.
Yeah, pop that on the screen right now,
to,
Bob. So it was black Nikes. I didn't know they were all wearing black. I thought it was white.
No, it's black old school Nikes. They're very specific.
Did Nike sponsor their suicides, or what? How did they get so many Nikes that were the same?
One of the greatest Saturday Night Live sketches of all time that people forget is it was just like a 30-second fake commercial showing all the Heaven's Gate bodies.
Oh, I remember that one. Yes.
And then at the end,
that was when you could do shit like that.
Saturday Night Live was good.
Yeah, and then at the end it was like Keds, a good family brand.
Yeah. Exactly. And it was really a joke for a while. Do you remember?
The
Heaven's Gate thing. Yeah. And all we knew at the time was like the Nikes, the alien thing. Uh-huh. When you really get into it, it's fucking gnarly. And that's the guy you're following right there. I don't know if he's on the screen or not, but that's who you decided. That's who you decided had all the answers. And they have so much footage because these guys, thankfully, cult leaders love themselves so much that if they have the capability to have video and footage of them, they do it. Like Raniere.
Yeah.
Raniere was the reason that we have all that footage is that he wanted the whole documentary made about him and his whole, right? He was that delusional thinking that nothing would come out.
I have an interesting side note on that Nexium thing, right? That just dropped 2 days ago. Allison Mack, the Supergirl, Smallville actress, who was the
She was the...
Yeah, you think it was her or was it him?
I think it was both.
Okay.
I think it was both for sure.
Cult leader, sex leader, whatever. Her wife filed for divorce. I was unaware that she was married to a woman.
Yeah.
You knew that? I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that either.
Yeah. I didn't know that. And they filed for divorce. Look up Allison Mack divorce. I think the wife was on Battlestar Galactica or something. Yeah. It's exactly what it is.
She was married to this chick?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Nikki Klein. Yeah, you know her.
So she was, because she was in the cult and she was in the...
She was in Battlestar. I know that.
All right.
But she was in the cult.
She was in Nexium, I think.
Yeah, but that's...
Obviously.
So here's the shocking thing to me is she's married to this woman, right? Uh-huh. I thought she was boning the dude the whole time. I didn't know.
See, and that makes it even more insidious, right? Because she was a mastermind in that she was into all of it. She would do stuff to the girls too with him. So her kink was something way more than just sex with a dude.
Man,
it was
I'd
getting
love to
these
know what it
girls
is.
to be slaves and all of this stuff.
Burning some shit.
Right.
Yeah. Get branded.
Right.
That'd be great. I did find a brand, by the way, online.
Great.
Yeah, that brand would be great.
For
you.
Giorgio?
No, for you too.
What does it look
I just think we should do it now, because you're into all of these cults so much so that when Roku didn't have HBO Max, you tried 19 different devices to airdrop it to the TV or whatever. And
I was trying to AirPlay on Roku, which is all the tech guys are shut the fuck up. But there are ways to do it, but it was just taking a little bit too long. So whatever.
I think your reaction was, fuck this, last night.
Just got to buy the Apple TV.
Well,
commit.
I know,
Hang
and
on.
I have the Apple TV, but it was not
Hang
in
on.
that room and whatever.
It is now unnecessary. We have some breaking news.
Yeah?
Roku has reached a deal with HBO Max. So starting today, you will be able to have HBO Max on Roku TV. I think
About
I
time.
think it was forced, by the way, because of the streaming rights. Once HBO had bought all the Warner Brothers slate for next year, that was game over, man. They were forced. Roku was forced to do a deal with them.
Well, I think it's also interesting that Wonder Woman is literally about to drop.
Yeah.
HBO Max.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of different factors, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's Warner Brothers. So.
And then maybe it was also me like kind of yelling. Do you feel like that sort of?
Probably
like
that you couldn't get Heaven's Gate.
Yeah.
On your TV, on your smart TV.
And it might have been the letter that I wrote.
Oh, did you write one?
Yeah, I wrote it.
Sat down and wrote a letter.
To Mr. Max.
Yeah.
Mr. H-Bo Max.
Yeah. Senior Max.
Senior Max.
But I found a brand online. A listener sent me a thing where on Amazon, you can get a small brand of the initials of your choosing off of Amazon. But it's for steaks, not for skin, obviously, but it's the same thing. So
sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I might have to
go to jail?
No
problemo.
Put a little ice on you Christmas evening because that's going to be underneath the tree for you. You open it up, it's a brand that just says RP, and I'm like, you ready?
Yeah, I'm done. I'd be done. So the beauty of the Colts and what I love about them so much is being like, how does this happen?
Yeah.
Like, how do people seemingly normal, smart people get to that point? I don't know. So if you don't think that in the same way that I know that I could kill you and get away with it because of all the docs that I've watched on that.
Yeah.
That's the same way that like the Colt will never. I could never.
Is it weird that I want you to kill me? Just so you have the answer? Like I want
like whether I can get caught or not.
I know that's your bucket list, right? Like the top of your bucket list item. Some people is Grand Canyon. Some people's the Masters. For you, I think you just want to get away with murder. Like you want to try it, but on me. It's got to be a husband, right? Because that's all these murder mysteries.
Ultimate, because the first thing that they look at
is the wife.
Or the husband. Actually, more so the husband.
So if you did it, I almost want that for you. Should I just give you like a thing on the side of the desk or something? Like, hey, I'm ready for this murder. Go ahead.
I've started the process already, and it's a very long game, right? So I'm not going to tell you how, but like it's already started.
Okay.
The things are in motion. They're in your body. You know what I mean?
Sure.
The tarp is bought in cash at a local hardware store with no security cameras, and years in advance.
Yeah.
The rope,
obviously.
the duct tape, that's already you cannot trace that because I got that back in the day when they couldn't do it. Mm-hmm. And it's just sort of a bag that I've taken to all the places that we lived. And
Coastal Carolina hardware store, you should probably traded for it. That guy's dead now. He doesn't even own it.
Yeah. I think I got it at like Bill's place, Hammers and Nails, or something where it's
Bill's,
just like
Hammers
this
and Nails.
tiny little place in the middle of nowhere.
Right. Cash.
With no connection to me.
Cash, no security cameras, all that stuff. Yeah. Because Bill doesn't have that in his shop.
Didn't have my cell phone on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things like this.
Sure.
Again, you'll always get caught, obviously, but
you would.
I really would
have.
Yeah. I would really have the best chance at this point of getting away with it. And again, I have already started the process.
I want it for you, though. I do, and I think that's the ultimate sign of love in a relationship and a marriage is when you want to help your partners achieve their dreams, and I want that for you.
By the way, Grand Canyon, if that's your fucking dream.
Hey, dude. A lot of people haven't seen it. Out of you three dummies, who hasn't seen the Grand Canyon? Yeah, there's always one.
You haven't? Do you care?
No.
Exactly. That's the difference.
No, Hot
he's not
Bob
fucking
cares.
dying to see it.
Truly not on the bucket list at all.
Truly not. Especially the heat and all of that.
I've been to his house, and I was like, hey, man, I need to use the restroom. He's like, oh, yeah, it's the second door down on the left. And I walked into what appeared to be an office or something, and every single inch of the walls was covered in Grand Canyon, like pictures.
Articles, pictures.
Drone footage.
I
was like, what the fuck? And
he had
he's
a
like,
mural.
Oh, this is the Elf's Peak.
That he was still working on.
Yeah. I was like, what?
He named the donkey that he was going to take down there and stuff.
Yeah. I was like, what? But, you can lie all you want on this show.
I'm just sad about it.
Yeah, he's just like, he doesn't want to jinx
put it out of my mind. You know how hard it is to get to Arizona?
I know. It's tough. Right now?
Yeah. Right now? Grand Canyon's packed probably. Packed with people. I tell you what, we do a lot of work in Vegas, a lot of gigs in Vegas. When we take you to Vegas, I'm going to make you do the helicopter tour to Grand Canyon and get full footage.
I actually straight up will not get on a helicopter.
Really?
Fuck that.
Same.
Kobe.
Yeah, fuck that.
Really?
Yeah, R.I.P. Kobe.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I
got in a
understand it.
helicopter for my first time a month after.
A month
Or
after.
not second time,
yeah.
a month after Kobe died.
You know the irony of it? Jesse and I shot a movie where we took a helicopter over the Grand Canyon.
That's tight. I'm not getting on it.
Did you enjoy it or did you get sick on that? I forget.
I was trying not to get sick because at that time I was still lying to you about who I was, which was like in the beginning of the dating, like, oh, I like camping.
Yeah.
Oh, I can go in a helicopter.
Yeah.
Right? So I was trying not to get sick, but it really was amazing and super scary.
It was. Yeah. It
So I was able to put that out of my mind a little bit.
And I'll tell you this, Hot Bob, when you do it, the pilot, at least ours, turned around and he was just like, so what kind of music do you want to listen to going over the Grand Canyon? And I was like, is this fucking real? And he went through it, and as a joke, one of his suggestions was U2. So I don't know if you remember this, but he just...
I was going to say Rocket Man.
No,
Okay.
but as a joke, so I was like, he listed off he's like, I've got 5 CDs, and you can listen to one of 5 CDs, and one of them was U2, and I was like, yeah, dude. And I remember dying laughing inside my mind because this guy was serious about it, and I don't want to fucking shit on his whole day. And he goes, yeah, man, let's go for U2, and then he just cranked it. It's a beautiful day. And then we go over the Grand Canyon. I mean, he had it fucking pumping through because you wear these headphones like this. He had it
You're not selling
rocking
it to
through
Bob
there.
at all. Bob is
No.
like, oh,
No.
what?
And that
I'm not
doesn't-
selling
that-
anything to Bob. I'm forcing Bob.
That
to
doesn't
listen to
sound like a
Beautiful Day.
focused helicopter pilot either. Like he's just
Yeah.
zoning out to U2 in his headphones.
He was pretty focused.
The next thing you know, like a rotor's hitting the side of the Grand Canyon.
It's a beautiful day. Bwah, 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 bwah.
I don't know why helicopters do seem more safe to me.
They do not. They're not safe at all. I'm with
I
you
don't
guys.
know.
I understand it.
It almost feels like, oh, if something happens, you just sort of you're so close to everything.
Nope. It's just 2 blades, dude. That everybody who's got one's gonna die in one. They know it too.
Right.
They're assholes. Like they go up when they shouldn't. When I was on my honeymoon, my wife was like, we were in Kauai.
Yeah.
So she wanted to go see whatever the Nepali coast or whatever, where they film like Jurassic Park and shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
sweet, actually.
It is. It's badass. We took a boat around
Okay.
there, but she was like, do you want to do a helicopter? And I was like, I don't know, man. It just seems like sketchy as fuck. And a week later, like this chopper crashed because same as the Kobe shit. Like this asshole went up there when he wasn't supposed
Yeah.
to, and a whole fucking family died. I was like,
yeah.
no, I'm not getting on a fucking helicopter.
A lot of fog.
Yeah, and-
I understand it. Yes, everybody's gonna die in one. It's gonna happen to somebody.
There are so many. How funny! There are so many stories of people like in wedding dresses and tuxes, like
Oh my
going
God.
down.
There was
and
one in
dying,
Texas
like,
recently.
in front of their
Yes.
families
Yes.
and shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Speaking of tragedy, let's turn it around, James. Let's turn that tragedy into love. And if you're out there wanting to make love, you can make it on a ghost bed from ghostbed.com.
it's the long way around for sure.
Yeah, you bet it was.
Let's turn this tragedy into
Triumph.
triumph.
And let's all sleep together like champions instead of getting into helicopters. Go to ghostbed.com/drinking bros today. You can get your favorite mattress. You can get your favorite mattress.
Mine's the Lux.
It is.
Cooling
I know.
mattress.
It's amazing. The sheets are amazing. The pillows are amazing. We used to say, look, if you're a member of the military, a first responder, a teacher, work in the government, you get 30% off. But if you pop in that promo code Drinking Bros at the end, everyone gets 30% off because of Christmas. So it's going to be a Merry Christmas even for us dumb civilians out there. So go to ghostbed.com/drinking bros today, where as always, they get a 36-month pay-as-you-go program, no interest there. And you can couple that together with any of the deals, which is nice. Next up, as the sun rises, it dawns on him. It's here. I think I might have like one of like 2 hardbacks in America. People are now just getting their notices of like, hey, we're deciding to release this. You don't say. The day after the New York Times bestseller list ends, you're going to bump out the hardbacks.
They just woke
Fuck
up.
you, dude.
All right, we'll do it.
Yeah. But I guarantee you Audible will put this up like in 10 seconds because they own it. Amazon owns all of it. So they're like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
what a joke. Either way, buy it. Funniest book of all time. And everybody's going back and buying the other ones too. Great Christmas gift, and it'll be there in 2 days. So congratulations. And thanks again, Amazon. I like how you're able to sell the products when you want to, but just making sure that nobody else gets on the New York Times bestseller list for it. So Amazon. And then we're drinking liquid. I'm drinking liquid IV today. I'm getting real hydrated. We got a long day worth of shows today, and liquid IV. This is just a fun read for them. Like I just enjoy their shit.
Yeah,
drinking it right now.
It's all over the office.
Yes.
It needs to just basically be our.
We have a call. We have a call with
now.
them after it today, and I'm
yeah,
just like,
we do,
dude. I love this shit more than life itself. Promo code will probably be Revolution, but right now we'll use yours. It's Broettes.
Yes.
Yeah, Broettes.
Broettes
for 25% off, and I'm drinking it right now. I just love it. I just felt like saying it today. That's kind of about it today, James.
Well, a couple things. It's like holiday season. You're going to need to stay healthy and hydrated, and then holiday season, you're going to drink and you're going to need to stay hydrated and go to another party the next day. Yep. So it really is going to be your secret weapon this holiday
for
season.
hydration and then energy is strikeforceenergy.com, baby. 10-pack, 40-pack, 750 milliliter bottles. Great stocking stuffers, and that's like fucking crazy energy. So I get a little liquid IV in me, putting a little bit of Monica in my life this afternoon with some Strike Force to bring it back on up. Go to strikeforceenergy.com today. Promo code Revolution, 20% off, and that should get there to you in time for the stocking stuffers, Jabes. Just in time for the holidays. There's a blizzard in the Northeast, in case you hadn't heard.
Yeah, that's cool.
Everyone's talking. I mean, literally everyone is just talking about it. So it's just like, oh, in case you haven't heard. We have these things every goddamn December. What's the...
Right.
Is it because of COVID that we're like, oh, hey...
Yeah, it's just weird. It's not really going to affect people in the same way, right? Like we're already in.
So
we already have our food. We already
records
have
been smashed. They've got 10 inches right now in Central Park.
Yeah, I think it's more the restaurants and businesses that can only operate outside.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about last show.
Yeah.
What?
Brutal. It was, yeah. It is. So
no, keep going.
They're shutting them down. They're shutting down all the restaurants. Over 10 inches of snow. Like, it's New York. That's it. It snows every year there. I don't understand. I've lived there and
where
it
they're
snowed.
talking about? Specifically?
No, the kids they're showing, those are in like Binghamton, New York and shit like that. That's like fucking deep.
Yeah, but it's going to be everywhere. Like everywhere it snows like that.
Currently, there's 10 inches in Central Park, and it's like the fucking restaurants should be open. Bars. If no one's working, which no one's working anyways, man, being in New York, not being able to drink at a bar during a time like this, fuck you. Because that is the beauty of New York, right? Where no matter what block you're on in that city, all you have to do is walk downstairs and there's going to be some bar or 80 of them, like right around the corner where you're like, all right, great. I'm going to go there. They're going to have a nice fire. I can get rocked today because I'm not working. Nobody's working in this shit. Yeah, man, that sucks what's happened to that city. You got to get nipple rings out of there.
Yeah.
Cuomo. All the Cuomo sexuals out there. We got to get nipple rings out of that thing, man. I don't get it. And I feel bad for these fucking people, man. Because again, bars and restaurants are usually fucking packed when it's snowing. It's beautiful.
Yes.
New York City is beautiful. You can tell who's not affected by it. Remember we were watching the thing with Andy Cohen?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh my God, it's fluffy and it's amazing.
Right.
There's nothing better than New York City during winter when it's snowing. No, there is. People could have jobs, Andy, you dumb fuck.
And usually that's true, bud. But
yeah,
this
look at that.
year...
Yeah, pop that up on the screen. Is that Central?
Times
that's
Square.
Times Square. Look at that. Yes, dude. Imagine having some drinks at a bar, watching this shit pop off. It's beautiful. Come on, man.
A girl slips, you catch her. She's impressed.
Yes. And then you slide your ding dong in her, and you create a little baby.
Doesn't matter that you pushed her.
Yeah.
You caught her, right?
You caught her after you pushed her. You know.
That's the beauty.
Yeah.
Of snow downtown and businesses closing.
Saved her from falling in a puddle of urine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That you created.
That you
created.
You pushed her down. You caught her. It's like this whole romantic thing.
Yes, it starts with random acts of violence that leads eventually to domestic violence after you guys get together and make a little baby together in the snow. But yeah, I feel bad for these people, man. It sucks. You and I have been there during the winter. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's great. And now all this fucking bullshit.
Like full on snowing.
Oh,
but...
full on blizz. We raged during a full on blizz. I had a rap party there in January in New York one time for a gig, and full on blizz, and it was great. It was at a bar. Everybody was inside. It was warm. We were just watching the snow, getting fucked up, and then one of the executives from MTV called a drug dealer and got cocaine delivered, and that's when it turned messy.
Well, that's when the snow came inside, but also...
No, so they were afraid, because those New York City bars where there's only like one bathroom.
Yeah.
And, like no locks on it or whatever. She was paranoid. It was a woman. She was paranoid that they were going to come in and bust her so she was going outside, freezing her ass off, doing cocaine in the snow. But that's New York, baby. That's what it is,
That's the beauty of it, man. Right?
I had to see this woman too for like the next year of my life. I just called her Dusty Springfield every time. I was just like, I've never seen one person do an entire 8-ball in a night, and she did it.
Good for her.
She did it, yeah. It's back when MTV used to be fun though too. It was just like, all right, sweet, man, fuck it. Yeah. We do drugs and party, and it was, it's not like that anymore.
I know, it's a shame.
It is. It is. Speaking of which, one of my executives there is actually the head of scripting for Spotify podcast now.
Oh.
Yeah. So I wonder if she got to meet Meg Marks.
Probably not.
You don't think so?
No.
You think they did any in-person meetings for this shit? No. Spotify's out of New York. Well, they're New York offices. I wonder if they have one up by whatever. Silicon Valley.
Where they are?
Yeah.
They're in Montecito. So.
How far is that from there? I've never been to Montecito.
So that's like Santa Barbara.
Oh,
so it's
shit.
like Ventura.
Yeah,
Santa Barbara.
that's not close then to okay.
Anything.
Yeah. So Spotify's locations are what? Stockholm is the big one. Big fan of their syndromes also.
They got one in Dallas.
Do they really?
Yeah, it looks like West Hollywood is in the one in LA.
That's funny, man. Oh, it's in West Hollywood? Yeah.
Sunset.
All right. Yeah.
No, they didn't do any in-person meetings, by the way.
I think Meg Marks wanted to show her face a little bit, get a little shine in front of the execs. I think she was there. I think she showed up. I don't think he did. I think he was just like, no, I'm not leaving the house. You want to record the voiceover, tell them to come here, No, let me do it from the comfort of my own home.
Yeah, I don't
Damn
think
it, man.
So. I think there's more people around them than they want you to believe.
Maybe. I don't know.
People just tell them what they're doing, what they're plugging them into.
Right now, Hot Bob's got up all the Spotify locations. Jesus Christ, man. They are everywhere. They're in Greenwich, too, in New York. Wow.
They're in Minneapolis.
Really?
And Birmingham, Michigan.
That's a weird one.
Interesting.
Yeah. They are trying to take over the world.
Yes.
How many millions of subscribers do they have? I think it's like 288 already or something like that. Like
for audio?
It was over 300.
Is it?
I
Spotify
caught that
subscribers?
earlier, during the Markle stuff.
When they announced their podcast, by the way, the stock went up like 2%. People love her. People love her, Jabes.
Cool.
Sorry she's wearing your skin and taking over your whole entire life.
Yeah, of course people love her. She's trying to be me.
Yeah. Speaking of wearing skin here, another big story today was Tyler Perry. And Tyler Perry took a picture of himself on his birthday. Pull this up. He's actually, he was doing steroids. He got popped in that thing. He was doing HGH. So looks pretty good. He's like, I'm 51. So put that up on the screen and I'll read the description there of what he posted. Keep going. So this is what a midlife crisis looks like. I'm 51, single, and wondering what the next chapter of my life will look like. Whatever it looks like, I'm going to walk with God, be the best father, and whatever else he said. We're fine on all that.
Sure.
I don't need to know the rest of it, to be honest with you.
Sure.
I was unaware that he was a father, first of all. Did he adopt? There's a lot of questions out of this.
Why? Because he's gay?
Here we go. That has always been the speculation. Best father and man I can be, hold my head up high and try to look my best in doing it. In a world with so much sadness, please try and stay in the good. Merry Christmas, and let's look forward to 2021 bringing us peace.
That's just what people that do steroids say.
Yeah. Look at it. It looks great for 51.
So I immediately knew he's single without reading the caption.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Absolutely right.
Giorgio, your gaydar is pretty pretty intense. What's he's gay, right? I mean, this has always been the rumor.
No, I thought he came out. If I'm wrong on that, then I'm not sure.
You're definitely wrong on that.
Oh, I'm not sure then.
Oh, like I was going to say no. This is definitely the actions of a man trying to have sex with younger women. I feel like you lean into the daddy role if you're gay at that age. You kind of like, I run this big network. Come get under daddy's arm.
Yeah.
Tickle my belly button.
No, man. I think he's on the other side on this one, Tyler Perry.
Okay.
But everybody's flipping out
because
Tyler Perry has $1 billion. Literally, he's a billionaire. And they're like, man, if Tyler Perry is single, is there hope for the rest of us? And it's been a pretty funny debate online where it's just like, hey, man, I think Tyler Perry's got his own shit going on. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think the single is probably what you think it is. That's all I'm saying. But father is a weird one. Did he adopt? Type in Tyler Perry's kids.
Look,
Does he have kids?
See children and partner. So he had that's his partner.
Tyler Perry. Wait.
Kid.
Oh, that's the child. Mm-hmm. Oh, gotcha. I'm trying to figure this whole shit out. I don't know.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he was with a lady at some point. Pull that picture up of him with the girl. The second one there for the top. No, the top of the images. There you go. And put that full screen, real quick for the people. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, just look at that picture. Does that look like a straight man, and does that look like a woman who's with a straight man?
Is that his daughter, though?
I think that's his. Oh, that's not his daughter.
It's not his daughter.
That's like a girlfriend, though.
But that's
the baby mama.
That's the baby mama.
That is the baby mama.
I think he has like a 4-year-old son or something like that, from what I just gleaned from the Google.
Is it weird that look, I only see Medea when I look at him.
I only see the pain in his eyes right now.
I know. It's just like, man,
the
sadness of it.
Yeah.
He wants to come out for Christmas. Yeah. If Tyler Perry came out on Christmas Day and said, I'm gay.
Like bursted out of a Christmas box. Like,
hello. Went full Paul Lynn. It would be amazing.
That would be great.
Amazing. But yeah, man, the sadness behind those eyes. There's a lot of sadness there. I think he's trapped. Yeah, I think he's trapped, Jabes. I think he wants to come out. At 51, why not? You're worth $1 billion. You can tell everybody to get fucked. They're not going to. Tyler Perry's got a lot of fucking power.
Yes.
So if he wants to be gay, that guy could definitely be gay in a second. You know? Sure. But I bet you there's an inner struggle there too, you know?
I mean, he makes a lot of, he's like a Christian content.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so you can't
that's
really.
the struggle. Yeah, you
can't really.
Like Kirk Cameron's not popping out of the closet anytime soon.
Sure,
no.
Sure.
He's
Kirk married and he loves pussy.
I think he's got like 8 kids. I think Kirk Cameron's got like 8 kids. He might actually love pussy, but he loves Jesus a little more.
Sure.
And he's just like, look, it's going to be with one woman.
I think he loves Jesus more than pussy, and so he does whatever he has to do. Do you know what I'm saying?
You don't force it 8 times though. How many? Look up Kirk Cameron's kids. How many fucking kids did that guy have? R.I.P. Boner, by the way. He was the real star of that show.
Oh, I thought you were just saying R.I.P. to your boner after all of this.
No. Yeah, there's like 80 of them. How many kids does he have? There it is. Pop them up. You don't have to show the kids on screen, obviously. But 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like there's 6 kids.
Are those all?
Yeah.
Kurt Cameron's children.
Yes, they are. Kirk's kids. That should be its own show right there.
I think some of them are
Kirk's
adopted.
Kids.
Can we fact check that?
Ooh, James come in with a hot take.
I'm just wondering.
That's not Hugh Jackman's the one that's got the adopted ones,
right?
Or surrogate or whatever you want to call it. But yeah. Man.
Kurt Cameron has 4 foster kids.
Okay, 6 kids, 4 of which are adopted. So
so he only had to fake it
twice. Yeah, it's still hard. It's still hard to get a boner against the opposite sex if you don't want one. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. You sound like you know. You sound like you're speaking from experience.
If I can only get this hard and fuck this dude. No, but yeah, I lean towards straight Kirk Cameron probably.
Okay.
You know.
Maybe he's too dorky to be.
Yeah, and he's been with the same woman forever. Pop is that his wife up on the screen? Yeah, Kirk Cameron official. Yeah, dude.
Did you see him in his man outfit? Not this one, but he's like at Bass Pro Shops or something, being like, "Hey guys, look at me, I'm a dude." No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I'm a dude who's in the woods, man.
He's one of those where like he would be a daddy, but his facial features are too baby-like, so it's just like wrinkles on a baby.
Yeah,
that one's really hard for me.
No,
Leonardo
I understand.
DiCaprio's gonna be like that.
Yeah.
Kirk Cameron.
Yeah.
Dean Cain's gonna be like that. You know what I mean?
No,
like
Dean Cain looks great.
I know, but like once he gets to the point where there's actually wrinkles on there.
Dean Cain's like fucking 60, man. Like what? When's he gonna get wrinkles? When he's 90? And that's when you're gonna check out of the Dean Cain conversation?
He's not 60.
How old is Dean Cain? I think Dean Cain is 53. I'm gonna say this, and that's a full guess right now. Oh shit! 54. What up, girl?
Yeah, not 60.
He's close. He's 6 years away. Man, he looks amazing. You're gonna pull your pants down and your panties down and shit on Dean Cain today?
No. I'm just saying
This
that
is real
wrinkles
close
on a
to
baby
Christmas,
face
man.
are hard for me to handle.
Oof! Don't show that. They shot up underneath.
That
him,
was
that
rude.
one. That was a
So
fucking
rude,
bullshit
dude.
photographer, dude. Don't do that to Dean Cain. You know
You
they
know,
they
I'm-
hate
I'm-
him. They hate him, by the way.
Yeah, because he's
a Republican.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll try to make Dean Cain look like shit all the time. I saw him in a thing and he looked great the other day. I was just like, yeah, Dean Cain still got it. You know, I get it. And it's who doesn't want to bone Superman?
Yeah.
Was that ever a thing for you? Would you wanted to bone like a superhero?
Mighty Mouse, yeah. But Superman, Dean Cain as Superman, yeah. Oh, and the guy, Chris. What's his name?
Christopher Reeves?
Yes.
All right.
I was a big Reeves head.
Were you? Another wheelchair.
That was my dude.
Another wheelchair for you.
Yeah, I know. Everyone knows. We
Is
didn't
that a
have to
thing?
really go into that. No.
Okay, cool. I didn't know wheelchair was like your other thing where it was just like shit. Trying to learn a lot from you today, you know?
No, you're trying to put some shit on me that I'm not going to fucking take. No, I'm not into wheelchairs.
I'm not saying, Jesse, you are or you aren't. I'm just wondering, you know? I don't know that I'm not in one. But if I do become one, it's nice to know, hey man, if you end up in a wheelchair, I'm still going to be into you, like probably more than I am now.
No, I will leave you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
Cool. And I will roll
Straight
after
away.
you. I will roll after you down the street.
Straight away, I will leave you. No, I'm
I
joking.
will grab the back
I'm
of your
joking.
bumper. I will grab the back of your bumper and roll right with you. As far as those tiny little
Dude,
wheels will take me.
Stop. It's a bridge too far for me.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't think-
we're not going to go down.
I don't think it's a bridge far enough, Jabes. To be honest with you, let's press the Mighty Mouse thing. It was just that there was no action figure of Mighty Mouse. It was always a cartoon. So you wanted to
It
fuck
was
the
always
cartoon?
a cartoon. Christina P. actually talked about this, but when I was in early high school, I had written a whole sketch about this girl that reveals to her friend they're kind of going back and forth with people they were attracted to, and mine was Mighty Mouse, and he was just like weirdly buff. It's same with my crush on Willow, because at the time I was his height, like he was my size, right?
You're equal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mighty Mouse, although he was an animal, was very ripped. Like, I don't know. But not really.
Okay. All right. Look.
Ninja Turtles. I found those went the actual movie, live action
Really?
movie back in the day.
Which one?
Yeah.
Raphael.
Really? Why
Yeah.
him?
I don't know. I just liked.
His whole attitude?
Yeah.
This pizzazz that he had to him?
Yeah.
It's strange, man. I'm trying to think if I did as a kid. I mean, obviously, you see old school
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Put that on
He
screen.
was super.
Plus, he has huge fingers. They're the size of dildos.
Yeah. See what he's doing right there?
Yeah.
Subconsciously, as a kid, I must have been like,
I want that
okay.
inside me, yeah.
Okay, that'll do, right? I don't know. You never know.
I want a huge rubberized Ninja Turtle finger inside me.
Not just one. Gosh, this company is going downhill after the show you guys did yesterday, and this
The
one.
show we did yesterday
what is
was
happening?
very educational. Very, very educational. So, the last thing I want to talk about today is we're starting to get into awards season for Hollywood movies and all that other shit. One of the trends that started 3 or 4 years ago where for best screenplay, they started releasing them to the people in the Academy, and they were like, oh, you can read the actual screenplay and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
No one does. It's
No.
so dumb.
No.
If you've seen the movie, you're not going back to reread the screenplay and be like, oh my God.
Gosh, their description there was...
Yeah. The one that is circulating today is The King of Staten Island, the screenplay by Judd Apatow for Pete Davidson's movie. Why? I did not like that film, and I didn't meet anybody who did like that movie.
I would venture to say the film was probably better than the screenplay, right? If it was just on paper and you weren't
it was a boring as shit movie. Mm-hmm. How boring was the screenplay then?
Yeah, dang.
For Christ's sakes. So
written by Pete Davidson.
And yeah, there it is.
Three people worked on that fucking script?
Pop open the... Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Well, look, on average, it's about like 12, to be honest with you, on all these goddamn things. I've done a million rewrites on these, and I bet you there's 9 other people that didn't get credit. Scroll down here. Let's see the Exterior Road Afternoon. Scott Carlin, 24. Is Pete Davidson 24?
He's about that, yeah.
Okay. I can't tell with that guy. When you have butthole eyes, you could be 35, you could be 18, you know? It's a weird thing.
Hold on a second. I thought I saw a Ross Patterson credit somewhere.
Yeah. No, you definitely did not on this one. Definitely did not this one. Yeah. Strange. Yeah, who would want to, like, even reading this right now off the page? Boring as shit.
All right. Oh, this is a 3-person. Is there any 2 people scenes?
Yeah, but what's the competition for this year?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I don't know, but they clearly thought that this is going to do something like very odd.
You probably would have enjoyed it more if you didn't spend $20 on it.
Yeah, I'd say what.
That's true.
Pop this scene up on the screen here, Jesse. Why don't you read Margie? I'll read Scott. Go ahead.
Hey, honey, I made you an omelet. What are you going to wear to your sister's graduation party? I was thinking, what about one of your dad's suits?
No, I don't know. I don't think I'm really a suit guy. Plus, all those suits are out of style, Mom.
I thought they were back in style. And can you not smoke pot before the party?
Why?
Because it smells. You smell bad. And no vaping because they're going to think it's pot. And the uncle's a cop. We don't need that kind of trouble.
Fuck that guy. I hate this family. They're so rich and snooty.
They've been really nice to Claire.
No, all of that is boring to read on the page. None of that makes you want to go see that movie.
Even with my amazing performance?
I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, Jesse was super monotone.
I had to read a bunch of those in college, like Superbad and whatever, Apatow shit.
Yeah.
And they don't write anything. They're just like, oh, we'll do it on set.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were the worst fucking screenplays.
It's a lot of improv, and all of that shit comes from them, and it's they'll do endless takes and everything. It was the way it was and accepted too. It was just like, hey man, here's this thing. Just let's do something and make some shit up.
Yeah.
So, fuck that, dude. Are you kidding me? I mean, that's crazy to me. But I guess, what's the competition this year? It was 8 movies that came out this year? So what are we up against? And that one with Homegirl, Frances McDormand got pushed, by the way. The one that we were talking about the other day, where everybody was like, she's a lock to win the Oscar. They pushed it to like February. Maybe they pushed back the requirements this year because I think the Oscars itself got pushed back to May or something.
That's right,
so maybe they pushed the requirements for it. I don't know. All of this is going to be weird, but they are going to do the Golden Globes this year virtually, and Tina Fey and what's her nuts, Amy Poehler are going to do it. But there's nobody in the room, so why? Why even hold it? Like, I don't know.
Just announce it and then announce the winner, and then people can just take that into their next.
But they are going to televise it, and I'm curious what the ratings will be on something like a virtual award show. Like, people hate award shows anyways.
Didn't they do that with the Oscars this year?
No, they did not.
Nobody watched?
No.
It was something
they
like
didn't have
that,
a host, right? Or was it Jimmy Kimmel?
Might have been Kimmel.
Yeah, I think it was Kimmel. Because it was right before the pandemic, so they squeezed in the Oscars. The Oscars made it this year. So did the Grammys and everything else. But then it was right after the Oscars when the pandemic hit. And it was
Is Karen Cruz's movie going to be?
Karen Cruz? Who's that?
That's my favorite new thing about that Cruz thing.
Tom Cruise?
Is calling him Karen Cruz.
Oh, that's really funny. Karen Cruz. Karen Cruz is just trying to get people to work. Look, we went over this in Drinking Bros yesterday with Tom Cruise. Like, dude, he's the one that recognizes it's over, man. Everybody else is in denial about theaters and all that shit closing, and it's like, no, that's it. But if it's going to be one guy that actually keeps the theaters open, it might be Tom Cruise, and it might be Top Gun, because that's slated for release 4th of July next year. So right. I'll come out for that.
I just hate that I'm forced to actually admit that he's a piece of shit.
He's not a piece of shit. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's a piece of shit.
Okay.
Oh, you thought he was from that thing?
I think he's I think he's not a nice person in real life. In his real life, I think, he's holding up Scientology by financing it and keeping that credible.
Right.
And he has famously been mean to ex-wives, whatever. I think in real life, he's not a nice person. He's actually a dick. But the persona has got me. And I'm not forced to think about him actually being an asshole. And I'm like, oh, okay, if you send me a coconut cake, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll let everything go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was his rant. The worst thing about it is people praising him for really taking COVID seriously.
See, I
can't fucking handle, because he wasn't taking COVID seriously. He was taking his own fucking paycheck seriously, and he was yelling at two people that were wearing a mask and looking at a camera together and called them motherfuckers and was yelling at them when they've been out of work longer than fucking he has. So don't act like you give a shit about anybody's houses or anybody's whatever but your own. But gosh, is he great. And that coconut cake, I would take one.
Yes. But I had the opposite opinion of Cruise on this one. Like, I think genuinely he's trying to save the movie industry. Mission Impossible, no lie, he was absolutely dead serious when he said this. And that fucking rant was like, hey, we were the first movie back and everybody's looking at us. It was true. And then it got shut down twice because of fucking COVID, and these people were partying and doing whatever the fuck it is you get COVID from. We don't actually know, because China will never tell us that answer.
I just think it was a lot for what these people were actually doing.
Fuck them. I'm with Cruz on this one. I stand with Cruz for real. Yeah, I said this yesterday. I mean, dude, you gotta. If that's what the requirement is, I know how much those crew members get paid too behind the scenes on Mission Impossible. That is a fuck ton of money. So, hey man, if you don't want to be there, don't be there. 5 people quit today, by the way, this morning. 5 crew members quit. And I guarantee you, Tom Cruise was fucking double burdening them on the way out, dude.
I'm sure.
Highway to the danger zone.
I'm sure.
But I think he was in the right, and I think that's, when you produce a film to go through that many hoops, I can't even imagine on a fucking goddamn $200 million budget what you have to go through producing-wise. That all falls on Tom Cruise. All of it. Every single conversation, all of that bitch fest, all of those lawsuits will go to his production company. Somebody gets sick, or one of the actors gets sick, and all that other bullshit. Like, no. That one I'll stand with Tom. Scientology shit, I have no fucking idea, right?
What don't you have an idea about?
I don't know what he does behind the scenes, and what
he finances it and co-signs for it. And the only reason that it's not shut down and taken down is because Tom Cruise is saying it's okay.
That's what I think, but I don't know that answer. Did they ever find that Miscavige wife? Is she still gone?
No, she's fucking murked, dead. And we're all okay with it.
I'm not. I want to see that doc. Let's find her body. Now that one I'll try to mirror off Apple TV and my phone and the cat and whatever else we can mirror off of to get on the thing.
Speaking of cults, that is the most widely known horrible cult that we just let go on.
Yeah.
Because of Tom Cruise. Okay.
You know what? He supersedes it. Imagine being that famous that you can actually beat the cult that you're in.
He's not beating the cult. His face and his money is keeping it going.
Yeah. Well, he's beating the cult, Has he been canceled yet?
Has what?
Louis C.K. jacked off in front of people and got canceled, right? Which was nothing. Tom Cruise is actually in a fucking worldwide cult that you claim that he's financing and keeping up, right? And he hasn't been canceled yet.
Right.
That's how great Tom Cruise is.
Blammo.
You know what I'm saying? He's above the law, baby.
Blammo.
Cruiser is above the law.
Ross,
Karen Cruz.
This movie might bring America together.
Well, not this one. I don't give a fuck about Mission Impossible 19.
No. Top Gun.
Yes.
Top Gun.
Top Gun could bring America together.
Guess who played that riff?
Eddie Van Halen.
R.I.P.
Is there a more bipartisan film to come out in the future?
Fuck no, it's all Republican.
Yeah. We'll be uniting grandpas all over the place.
No, dude.
What? What?
All of us.
Oh yeah, half the country military industrial complex.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Told you. We're spending all this money on military. AOC is not going to be at that fucking movie. We should cut the defense budget and give it to people for college tuitions. Free college, free everything, fucking free, except for my sweatshirt. Buy my sweatshirt that says tax the rich for $58 plus shipping and handling. It's going to be $69.95. Fuck off, AOC. I'll be front row in that thing, fucking pants down, legs lubed up,
yep.
two-handed jerking it, spread eagle jack. All the fucking the flashbacks to Goose before he died.
Yeah.
You know that's going to be on the screen before they show the kid. The kid is Miles Teller. I'm all fucking in on this shit. Tom Cruise is going to save America, baby. 4th of July. For Jesse Wiseman, a.k.a. the Jables, I'm Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Good night, everyone.
Good night.